Hello everyone, thank you so much for joining us today for this very, very special twin flame reading. I'm joined today with Queen of Light 1111 because we want to do a joint reading for everyone. So, I have pulled out cards for the Divine Feminine and Queen of Light has pulled out cards for the Divine Masculine. And we're just going to kind of go through everything. We're going to talk as we go, aren't we? Just because we've already discussed the cards, we've discussed what we think they mean. We've clearly pulled for the same collective because we pulled our cards separately before we connected today. So we're going to talk about each other's cards. We're going to kind of get our opinions on everything and just see what kind of energy wants to go out. So I'm going to let I'll let you start with I'm going to move my camera, but we're going to.
So, hi everyone. So thanks so much. I'm so honored to be doing this with my soul sister here. It's just been such a great opportunity, and I love her energy. So what we decided to do, as she mentioned, is I'm going to actually be covering the Divine Masculine space, his overall energy, just what's his overall energy in general, his head space, heart space, and then 3D space as related to the feminine. And Laura's going to do the same, but for the Divine Feminine's perspective, okay? So I'm going to go ahead and get started. The bottom of the deck for the Divine Masculine, for his overall energy, just in general, and then his energy towards his feminine in the head and heart space, is the Ace of Earth. So as you guys know, if you watched my video last week on Friday, we were in a tough spot, and some of this has carried over. I love that we have the aces back on the table. So the bottom of the deck for him is the Ace of Earth. And this says it's about a time of abundance, okay? This is a time of, new beginnings, solid new offers. So this is very promising as we are trying to come out of the Tower's energy. So Laura, I'm going to go ahead and do the overall energy for him.
Yeah.
And then I'll kick it off to you to do the overall energy for the feminine, okay?
Yes.
All right. So his overall energy, just curious about, given everything that's happening, what is going on with this masculine at this time? So we have 3 cards that came out for him. The first was the Ace of Water. The Ace of Water, the Ace of Cups, is a lot about, yes, renewal of love. This is about, relationships kind of going through a resurgence, but this is also about self-love. And so he's in a period of time where, he may be trying to nurture himself, love himself, get into his full self-esteem. This is about growth. And so I like that we have this as the first card out of the gate for him. His overall energy as we continue, he's got the 2 of Cups. So as you remember, we had this Queen of Air in the past that has shared her her asserted what it is that she wanted, and she's communicated that she wants something more substantial from this relationship. So that sent him and his overall energy into the 2 of Cups. The 2 of Cups is about relationships that continue to grow closer. It's also about forgiveness. And so if there were any battles that occurred through these conversations with this Queen of Air energy, this is a time where he is maybe forgiving the way that she has communicated the information, forgiving himself maybe for not being able to give her these things at this time, but he's definitely in his emotions, and his feminine is definitely, his feminine's words are definitely in his space, in his overall energy. So that's what I have for him. Ace of Cups, 2 of Cups, Queen of Air. So go ahead, Laura.
Perfect. It's funny because like we were saying earlier, we've got matching cards that you've pulled out for him and cards that I pulled out for her, which I love. So for her overall energy, she has the 9 of Cups, and this is towards him. So I can still feel like he is her wish come true because she can feel the energy in the 5D, right? She can feel the underlining energy. So it doesn't matter what it looks like, because look, she's got the King of Cups as well. Someone that's very, very emotionally stable, but can also be someone that's just not showing their emotions. I feel like the masculine is not completely showing his hand, and he's probably going through things that, she may not understand. She might not even know that he's going through these things. But she knows that he is her wish come true. She knows that because as the feminine, one of our amazing gifts is that we can see underneath things that are 3D, we can see underneath the surface, and we can see the potential in the divine masculine. So although he may not be showing it, we know his potential, and she knows that he is the one that she wants, he is the one that she wants to be with. And we've also got this Queen of Wands here. To me, I love the Queen of Wands, and it's come up a lot in my readings recently, because to me, the Queen of Wands is someone who can very well manifested. It's like the Midas touch, right? She knows that she can actually figure out a way to create this. But I do feel like with this King of Cups, if he doesn't show his emotions, that's why we've had a lot of Queen of Swords coming up in your readings, haven't we? A lot like recently. And I just think that she is being very honest, and she's she's speaking her emotions, she's speaking very, very clearly, and she's telling him what she wants. And with this Queen of Wands, I'm like, she's ready for action, she's ready to move things forward. She knows that he is the one that she wants to be with. And to me, like the King of Wands, she's very emotionally stable. She's not guessing, she's not sort of, oh, I think this is what I want, I think that maybe this. No, she knows this is what she wants, and she knows that he is her wish. So really, I think, really nice cards there.
That's perfect. That's awesome. Hey, also notice, Laura, when you put the King of Cups next to the Nine of Cups,
yeah,
he's got a cup there too. That's 10 cups.
10 of Cups.
Right?
Yeah.
10 of Cups.
10 cups.
Mean, and that Queen of Wands can manifest that, right?
Exactly.
I mean, that's what you were saying when you said Midas touch,
yeah,
and then I was looking at those cards.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah.
That's great energy for her.
Yeah. Perfect. So, shall we go, because we've got the headspaces here, should we sort of talk about the headspaces for what we have?
Yes.
Or do you want to see, so should I do the bottom of my deck quickly?
Yes.
Because I have on the bottom of my deck the Five of Cups. This is some sadness, If you watched Queen of Lights reading at the weekend, you know that there was a lot of heavy energy over the weekend. I think we all felt it. I know I personally did, and I know that a lot of the feminines did. So in this particular deck, to me, this is a really sad card, because look how dark it is. It's just really, really sad. So there is some sadness here because there has been a lot of tough energy over the weekend. But we'll discuss that more as we go through the reading. But I just think that there has been a sense of feeling very lost, feeling very alone, and just focusing, especially like over this specific weekend, focusing what there isn't, focusing on the lack of things. So yeah, it's a pretty sad card to be on the bottom, but I feel like it's okay, because I feel like she knows what she wants. But this to me is very 3D energy. This Five of Cups is a very 3D energy to me, but we will explain as we go through the reading, right? So, did you want to go and do the masculine's headspace? Yeah.
I'll take masculine's headspace now. So, we had the Queen of Wands that just came up on the feminine side. And so when I asked, what is in this masculine's headspace? First card out, Queen of Fire, okay? Queen of Wands. And so I really feel like this is how he relates to her in his headspace. Like Laura just mentioned, she's the Midas touch. She's definitely someone who's confident. I mean, it says right here in the card, confident, warm, intelligent, and graceful. I don't know that she's necessarily warm at this time to him.
What do you mean?
Sorry. So, because when I get the Queen of Air and the Queen of Wands in the masculine side, I know that maybe he's processing some energy that's a little bit much for him. So in his headspace, when he's relating to his feminine, we have the Queen of Fire. She's definitely, you don't underestimate her. She knows exactly what it is that she wants, and she knows exactly how she's going to get it. So he very much sees this independent, this intelligent, this very fiery energy in his feminine, okay? And then the next card that comes up is the Four of Cups. And so, he's kind of over this conflict, this energy. He's Four of Cups is about, discontent. This is about, this relationship has not been smooth at this time. It's full of its conflicts. It's full of its challenges. And so he is in a period of discontentment. And the last card that came out for him was the Four of Air. So Four of Air is all about withdrawing. It's about retreat. It is also a time for rest. And so in our readings just recently, we've had a lot of conflict. We've had five of wands, we've had 5 of swords, we've had 5 of cups. And so, 5 is a number of challenge. So he's very much in his headspace where he just needs to rest his mind. He wants to withdraw from this relationship in order to heal some of his energies, heal from some of the conflict. And so right now in his headspace, he has withdrawn a little bit, not withdrawn from the connection, but withdrawn from the energy that is coming from this combined Queen of Swords, Queen of Wands. And he's just taking some time to process, okay? Because this is headspace. He's processing all of this information, all of these demands in his headspace. So that's where we're at with the masculine in his headspace.
Okay, so with the feminine, so the first card that she has out here is the 4 of Swords. So she's mirroring the masculine, right? Because she's thinking a lot as well. I do feel like a lot of the feminines are processing things that have happened recently. So she's very much in her headspace. She's trying to figure things out. And what we were talking about before we recorded this, look, she has the High Priestess and she has the Empress. So to us, the Empress is the 3D, the High Priestess is the 5D. So I feel like she's trying to, figure everything out in her life, in her 3D life. She's trying to figure out where she's going, what she's doing, what her next step needs to be. But she's also trying to meditate on that and think about it and try and tap into the 5D. And I feel as if she's also trying to figure out, because the masculine may be pretty closed off at this time as he's thinking a lot, she's trying to get in there and figure out, what is he thinking? What is he doing? But again, this is a gift. We have the ability to see, things differently to the masculine. We can see things that, we can see energies, right? So this is our gift. But I just think we were just saying earlier, it's like for some of you feminines, you might be trying to do everything, trying to get your life in order as the Empress, but you might also try to be figuring everything out, trying to figure out what the future's going to be like, trying to figure out what's next, trying to figure out what's going to happen. You have to just let things lie a little bit, because the energies have been pretty heavy over the last couple of days. Look, we have the 5 of Pentacles, this loss, this loneliness. A lot of you have been feeling very left out in the cold, feeling very alone. This was a really heavy energy over the weekend, just feeling alone. And the thing is, and we were talking about this earlier, it can be more lonely to be with someone that has their heart space closed off, because this wasn't me that said this was you. You said something. What did you say? You said when you're whole and you're looking after yourself, you are complete, right? You have everything.
Right.
When you try and bring someone into the equation that is not complete or whole, then there becomes this feeling of emptiness.
Right.
So it's like, because the masculine has kind of pulled away and he's figuring out, because she said a few things, we know this. I mean, she has the Queen of Wands and she's had the Queen of Swords in the past a lot. She has spoken her truth. She has said a few things. She's the Empress, right? So she's speaking her truth. I feel like this is such a strong card. She's not afraid anymore. She's just going to say it as it is, because the Tower fell a long time ago, or most of it. And it's like, do you know what? What else do I have to lose? I'm going to say it. I'm going to be in my power and I'm just going to say it. So I just feel like, there is just this energy of loneliness. We are in Mercury retrograde now, right? Are we? Yeah, I think we are. So okay. I feel like it's not a time to take action. It's a time to just chill and just not do anything. Right. There is a lot of just sitting back and waiting. But yeah, there's just this general sense of feeling lonely towards the masculine, because she doesn't feel lonely on her own. She feels lonely towards the masculine because the masculine's not giving anything up. He's focusing on things in the past and he's focusing on how we can move forward. So yeah, there is that sort of trying to figure everything out, trying to be the 3D and trying to be the masculine and trying to be the feminine all at once.
Which is probably why the 4 of Swords is probably a really good card to get, right? When there's just so much going on. Yeah. I mean, it's great that we both got that. Yeah. 4 there, 2 different decks, and we pulled these independently. Yeah. So I really feel like this is a great message. Mm-hmm. If people aren't in it and they're going through this energy, there is some beauty to taking a little bit of a step back to heal yourself,
Yeah.
to heal from that Five of Pentacles,
Yeah.
and just to further ground yourself. You
Yeah.
know, I mean, he's certainly in that energy, and he's seeing missed opportunities. Your feminine is trying to be everything, and you know,
Yeah.
she can't fix him. He's gonna have to fix himself.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like with the tower falling, that's kind of going to be inevitable, isn't it? Like that's kind of why all this energy is pretty heavy. It's leading to a new chapter.
Exactly. I mean, I feel like the tower's fallen. Maybe there's one more beam left or something. I don't know.
I don't know. It may be, but it does feel like completely fallen. Completely.
Yes.
Yeah.
So let's get into we're getting into
The
heart,
heart,
right?
Yeah.
All right. So heart space for the masculine. 3 cards here. I do want to say something, Laura, just as I was listening to you talk and I was looking at my spread here, I want to point something out, not to spoiler alert, but it literally just came to me. I don't want to lose the message.
Yeah.
So in his overall energy, Queen of Air, okay?
Yeah.
In his headspace, Queen of Fire. In his heart space, Queen of Water. In the 3D, Empress. In the future, Queen of Earth. We have every queen on the table,
Yeah.
and Empress from the divine masculine's perspective. I want to say this. If there's this I wanted to say it because of this 5 of Pentacles energy. If the feminine is feeling lack or alone, or if there's a self-esteem thing, I have to say that this masculine views you as every queen, including the Empress. It's like you embody everything to him.
Yeah.
And so I feel like that is exactly why there continues to be this shakeup, because it is his desire to be able to be with the queen, who is the Queen of Air, who's the Queen of Wands, who's the Queen of Water, who's the Queen of Earth, and who ultimately is the Empress. I really feel like
that's
that.
nice.
And that's why I'm so sorry, Laura. I wanted to say that real quick, because I was like shocked myself when I was just looking at this right now, and I was like, oh my God, every queen's on the table. So anyway, I just feel like that lack, that self-esteem, I just, try not to get caught up in that if you can, because he sees you as every queen in the deck. He really does, including the Empress.
Yeah,
So,
and I do feel like with the healing that we've done and how far we've come, I do feel like you become every queen. That's part. It's like the wholeness, isn't it? You're grounded, you're spiritual, you're loving, you're honest. You can, like you're the whole package. But the masculine has to be all the kings.
Exactly.
That's the problem. The masculine, and he's doing it right, because he can be the King of Cups sometimes, and then sometimes he's mainly the King of Pentacles, but he can come in with the King of Swords sometimes, and so he's learning I feel like he's learning each king, and he's learning how to embody them all in it, because they're all, maybe I suppose maybe all of them create the Emperor. Maybe. Correct. Right. So
you're absolutely right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So in his heart space, okay, we have 3 cards here. First card that came out for his heart's a 7 of Earth. So at this time, 7 of Earth means a few things to me. The first thing is really about seeds planted, right? So investing. So I feel like he has definitely invested what he can. So as you just mentioned, you said he's trying to be a little bit of everything. So this little bit of everything is what he has invested at this time. And now he's just taking a pause, okay? He's taking a pause because we have the 4 of Air in his heart. He needs a little bit of a retreat. And he's also worried, okay? This card also says unnecessary worry. There's a temporary pause in the connection, and then there's unnecessary worry. He's kind of worried, like, am I going to be able to give her what she wants? Have I invested? Can I invest in this and give her the value that she requires? She's every queen and the Empress. So he's in a period of pause in his heart space. He doesn't know how to completely invest in a way that may be to your match, okay? And then the next card we got is the Queen of Water. And so I feel like this is where he's comfortable in relating to you at this time. So a couple of messages on the Queen of Water. One, he likes you or you're more relatable to him when you're in this energy, when you're tenderhearted, when you're patient, when you're being empathetic, okay? But I feel like this is also his energy a little bit, in that he wants to take the relationship to the next level, but with the Seven of Pentacles, he's just cannot at this time, because he's still working on honing in all of his energies. And so that sends him into the Two of Earth, which is the last card for his heart space. And the Two of Earth is really about, there's just too much going on, okay? He's in his head, he's in his emotions, he's in his thoughts. And then he's very much like, how much can I invest with this Pentacles energy? So he comes across to me as like these minor arcanas, right? So Ace of Water, Two of Water, in his emotions. And then the Four of Water, Four of Air, kind of in his thoughts, and then in his emotions. And again, now in this Pentacles energy where he's trying to ground himself, he's just got too much going on, not really sure how to balance this energy. And so again, this is another card of pause. It says the need to make a decision, right? But with too much going on, it's just really, you have to try to balance the energies and maybe take a playful approach. Things are getting very heavy right now for him. With what's happening or what's been communicated. He's almost in this air of, let's try to keep it light, but he just doesn't know how to get out of it. He doesn't know how much more he can invest, and he's just trying to find some sort of equilibrium in his head and his heart space. And again, he's just better able to relate to his feminine when she is, more patient with him and more tenderhearted. And that's really not how she's coming across at this
time. Okay. So the major arcana that I've got in her current heart space is the Wheel of Fortune, which is the ending of a cycle. The wheel is turning. It feels like, because she's got this with the Ten of Swords, which is, to me, something that's completely dead. It's done. There's no going back from the Ten of Swords, in my opinion. So something's definitely closed off. The cycle is closed off. We've also got the Knight of Wands. Now, the Knight of Wands, I always think of it as someone being very courageous, but we can also say that it's this energy, right, of someone swooping in and then swooping out. And that's come out next to the wheel. It's like, I am done with this, in and out. I can't do this anymore. She's done with the promises. She's done with the slowness. She's done with the I'm here and then I'm not, and I'm here and then I'm not. She's done with all of that. That's completed, and there's no going back. And we were talking about this before we did the reading. Like, the feminine's grown so much. She cannot go back to what she was. She can't go back to the person that she was when she met him. She can't go back to the person she was a year ago. You've grown so much, the feminine. You just can't, once you've stepped forward and once you've awakened, you can't just close yourself off again. You can probably do it for a day or so, and then you come back straight back out again. You can't do it. So to her, this cycle of in and out, backwards and forwards, are we in or are we out? That's completely done. She's done with that. We also have the Page of Pentacles. So to me, the first thing I noticed was this coin. Now, the pages are very young energies, very small energies. So I feel like she has put a little bit of a wall on her heart. Not a massive wall, this isn't a king, but it's like, I'm just going to protect myself a little bit whilst I'm going through this, because I'm worried that you're going to come in again and then go again, and I can't do that. And I feel like the cycle's over, but I need to just make sure, and I have to love myself and protect myself at this time. But I also feel like she's still here. Her heart is still, this. If he came in and offered something small and then stuck to it, I feel like that would make a big difference to her right now. If he just came in and offered something, anything, a gesture, she would take it. And she knows that I feel like she knows that that's how it has to start. Like, she knows that he's the one that has to create something. He's the one that has to step forward. But she is a little bit protective over her heart at this time because of this energy. This is a very painful energy. She's going to protect herself a little bit because that's what you do when you have 10 swords thrown at you. So there is definitely a completion here, an end of a cycle. And I don't know, the Knight of Wands as well. I'm like, she's ready for the next bit. She's ready for something new. The old cycles she can't do them anymore. Done.
It's just not sustainable.
Yeah.
It's not sustainable. The good news is you can build from the Page of Pentacles. Thank God.
Yeah. It's small, but you can build on it. I mean, now that the tower's kind of falling, it's like, well, now we have to rebuild. How are we going to rebuild it? We've got to start somewhere, right? So, however small it is, it's something, I suppose.
Well, it's a good thing with the Ten of Swords, right? And the wheel. It's just, let's complete the cycle and that in and out energy and the Page. That's your light card. That's great.
Yeah. Yeah.
So 3D space, shall we?
Yeah.
All right. So 3D for the masculine. I used a different deck for this one. So I will tell you that the bottom of the deck is the Two of Wands. Okay. And so the other thing I want to point out to all of you before I get into this 3D is he is in a period of decision making. He has the Two of Water in his overall energy, the Two of Earth in his heart space. And now we have the Two of Wands in the bottom of the deck for his 3D space. So through this Four of Air, through this retreat, okay, through this, being in his emotions, he is in a place of decision making. That is why he's also in the Seven of Earth. The Seven of Earth is you take a pause, and the Four of Air is the retreat. So he's in this period of decision making, very much around what has been going on in this current collective energy. So his first 3D card is the Five of Swords, okay? Five of Swords been coming up a lot. The Five of Swords is all about conflict. It's about arguments. It's about, it's a lose-lose. Nobody wins. Nobody wins with the Five of Swords. It is a type of conflict that not only breaks the masculine, but it also breaks the feminine. And that's probably why in her heart, she's got this Ten of Swords. Like, we're done with this type of conflict, okay? So the Five of Swords is very much in his 3D space. It is real. It's real. This is happening right now. As far as the energies, and this came up a lot in over the weekend. So then we have that follows this Five of Swords is the Empress. And so with the Empress card, this mirrors, the feminine's, energy there in her space. And so here's, it's coming out that he's very much in conflict with his feminine, with his queen. And his last card is Six of Swords. And all of these flew out. And so, he wants to get into a better time, a smoother time, a time where they're not arguing, when, the water is not so rocky. He wants to move into a smoother time. And I really just feel like with this Two of Wands energy, it is a card of planning. It is a card of teamwork, the partnership, two people coming together to how do we move this into something smoother. He's really thinking about how he can move out of this conflict with his queen into something smooth. And that's probably why with this Two of Earth energy, he's trying to be a little playful. Okay, he's not trying to disrespect all that has gone down, but it's just an attempt to lighten the energy, because that's what he's trying to do with the Six of Swords, is trying to get you guys to shift a little bit from this painful place that you're at.
Nice. I like that. I like that you said the teamwork thing, because in her 3D space, she's got the Knight of Pentacles, but it came out with the Two of Cups. So to me, it's like, because, the Knight is pretty slow moving, but it's like, you know what, we can both move forward. We don't have to rush forward, but as long as we're both doing it, it's not like I have to walk all the way over to you. If you walk towards me, this will be a whole lot quicker, So she does have the Two of Cups, and she has the Ace of Cups as well. So we obviously already had that in the reading. You had that in your general, was it your general overall energy?
Yes, overall energy. And the Two of Cups was in the overall energy, so I love that.
Yeah, perfect. So they both they want the same thing, which is so crazy. So she's ready for this new beginning. Like I said, the cycle is done here in her heart space. Something has ended. She's ready for this new beginning. She's ready for this new chapter in her life. She's ready for a relationship now. She's grown so much. She is all the queens. She's all of them. Like you said, she's all the four queens. She's the Empress, and she's ready to attract something. But to me, this card, they're on the same level, and so they attract each other. But at the moment, if they're not on the same level, they can't come together. They can't become this new relationship, because they have to be on that same wavelength. But she has this Strength card as well. So I do feel like she has, with this Two of Cups and the Knight of Pentacles, like she does have the strength now to move forward. If he wants to move forward towards her, she has the strength to do that. She has the Empress and the High Priestess. She has the strength. If he offers something, if he starts to step forward, she will have the strength to have this new beginning with him. I feel like it's like not off the table yet. It's still there. Even though there's all this heavy energy going around, she is strong enough because of everything that she's gone through. And because she is those 4 queens, because she is the Empress, she's strong enough to have a new beginning. She would accept it if he offered something. But it has to be a team effort. It cannot be all of her because that cycle is done and she cannot go back. So it has to be a whole new beginning, a whole new way is what I want to say. It has to be a whole new way of doing this because she can't do it all on her own anymore.
Right.
But she's ready.
And nor should she.
Sorry?
I said, nor should she, right?
Right. Yeah. Preach. Yeah. It has to be a two-way street.
I love these mirroring cards.
I know.
It was good.
I know, because we pulled these out before we even Skyped, so I knew that we would have some kind of, I could just feel it. I was like, we're in the same collective, so we're gonna.
Yeah, I love it. I mean, just the number of dupes. So, I love the Ace of Cups and the Two of Cups, and we got that here together. And then you're talking about this shift, right? The only way to do this if they're on the same page with the Two of Cups.
Yeah.
Right? That's awesome. So should we get into the connective now?
Yes, you've got the collective one, so I'll let you do that. You take that one.
And please jump in wherever you'd like. I'm going to start with the bottom of the deck. So here we have, again, another Ace of Cups. I'm telling you, I'm loving this so much. Like I feel like I'm getting this new energy back that we had a few weeks ago when I was channeling one of the readings and we had all these aces and all these pages. And I feel like after this weekend, we're kind of back onto the aces again. So I love this Ace of Cups. It matches your Ace of Cups. It matches here. And this is all about self-love, renewal of love. And this is the bottom of the deck for the connective energy and the future energies. And look, just like you said earlier, you can't build off of the same stuff, right? This tower, I think you mentioned this when we were talking and also during this reading that, the tower, it's shaken up, right? It's crumbled. And so that's the first card that we got in the connective energy was the tower. The tower, while it has occurred, it has shifted. I really do feel like we're still in it a little bit, okay? It's come out with the Emperor card and the Moon card. And so here's what I get from this combination. So what I'm getting is this is a total paradigm shift, okay? This is a complete shift in this relationship. The tower, once you go through the tower, nothing can be the same, and nor should it be the same. It's the end of the old energies. And so this is about, this upheaval, and this is about having something better come in its place. This is about this unexpected, or maybe it was even expected. I mean, she was gonna blow her top at some point, right? So I really feel like this was coming. It's a long time coming. But I really feel like it's a positive transformation of this Emperor. You alluded to this earlier, which was about, I had mentioned he's kind of still in the minors a little bit, and you had mentioned he's got a little bit of each king, but he hasn't fully come into his glory as this Emperor yet. And so I really feel like this tower, this shift, this crumbling is helping him embrace this energy, okay? Because I really feel like, and also let me point this out, this Emperor, and I have the Empress on the table, so it's another match, right? And you have Empress too.
Yeah.
So this is really about his growth. This is about his transformation. This is about his change during this time of the tower. And so when it comes out with the Moon card and the way that this came out, and this is the good tarot, okay, what I'm really getting from this is there's a lot happening behind the scenes that the feminine doesn't even know about, okay? I know this is the current connective energy, but remember, you just said, Laura, You had the Ace of Cups and the Two of Cups,
Yeah.
and I have the Ace and the Two of Cups. Can I tell you that with this Tower moment, I guarantee you, I pay you $5 to tell you that the masculine has no idea that the feminine is still in the Ace and the Two of Cups.
Yeah.
And the feminine has no idea that her masculine is in the Ace and the Two of Cups after this Tower. They have no idea that this is how they still feel, right? With this overall energy. And that's okay, because it's not quite meant all to be revealed at this time. Okay, the universe, I really feel like the universe is working with this collective couple, with this collective, on helping this masculine really embody the Emperor's energies through the Tower. And then I also feel like the universe is helping the feminine balance this masculine energy as well, because I feel like, as you mentioned earlier, she's been trying to do both. She's been trying to be the masculine and the feminine, and she can't do that. He needs to be the Emperor, and patience is going to be required. Do you have anything to add to that or comment before I get into the future?
No, I think we're good. You go ahead. You go into the future.
All right, so future energies. So we're still with the good tarot. Bottom of the deck was the Ace of Cups. The first card that came out was the Hierophant. So the Hierophant for me is a match to the High Priestess, okay? And you pulled that. You have the High Priestess on your table.
Yeah.
And so again, we have another match. And so what I really get from this as the Hierophant coming out in the future is that people want to do the right thing. They want to do the right thing by each other. He's very much a teacher. The Hierophant's energy is about learning, but this is also about contracts. This is about commitments. And this is very much about, they want to do right by each other around this contract and commitment. It came out with two cards together, the Two of Fire and the Queen of Earth. The Two of Fire came up in the masculine's 3D energy. And so people are planning towards this commitment, the Two of Fire and the Queen of Earth. Okay, she's, the mother, she's the nurturer, she's someone who has a beautiful home, but can also have a successful career. Remember, and this is grounding energy. And so I really feel like in this energy, and then we have the Ten of Cups at the end, we want to do right by each other. We want to plan to how to manifest this nurturing, grounded energy into the Ten of Cups. The Ten of Cups comes out a lot with this collective, okay? Maybe it hasn't for the last couple of readings because we've been going through this Tower, but this is truly what this collective wants. They've got the Ace of Cups and the Two of Cups on both sides of the world. Literally, you're where you are and I'm where I am. And, on both sides, they want this self-love. They want this renewal of love. They want this union. They want this Ten of Cups. And so in the future, as they continue to work through this Tower, they're going to think about and work at this commitment, at this contract, about how to come together, Two of Fire, work as a team, create something very grounded, stable, successful, and nurturing, and come into this bliss. Okay, I really feel like it. I mean, every time I read for this collective, I just know it's like at some point they're really going to get it together. The Hierophant comes out a lot in that they really want to do right by each other. And I feel like once they figure out what's the best way to relate and get out of the Five of Swords, Five of Wands, those types of energies, they're going to be able to really work as a team to manifest this Ten of Cups with each other, this emotional bliss, this family, this deep commitment, whatever you want to call it with the Ten of Water. But for me, it's all about everything coming together. It's about a very happy home life, which is what I really feel like the goal is for this collective.
Mm-hmm. I think teamwork is definitely a big thing in this reading.
Correct, yeah.
Teamwork. And do you know what? Like, as you were talking, I just noticed in my cards, there really isn't many wands. There's no action. There's only the Knight of Wands with the wheel, which is to me the ending of that type of action. We do have the Queen of Wands over here in her headspace, but I just think this isn't a time for any action. This is all about thinking, processing emotions, maybe purging a little bit. And I suppose for Mercury retrograde, that's what it brings, doesn't it? It's like, don't take action, just don't make plans, So it does feel like this is a time of thinking, and it like with you with the Tower card, that's what it's brought. The Tower has fallen, and so it's going to bring a lot of thinking. It's going to bring a lot of recovering, a lot of emotions going to come up. A lot of the masculines are going to be purging because of it, and it's going to create this new beginning here. Because I do agree with what you're saying. Like, there is a new beginning. I do feel like they'll get it together, but I think that there's a song, and I can't. One of the lyrics is, you can't just feel the flame, you have to burn it all away, or something like that. It's like you can't just touch the flame and feel the burn, you have to literally burn everything to the ground, and then you rebuild. And because we have the strength here, I just feel like they'll be strong enough to build this together on the same level.
Yes, I agree. I think it's also interesting that you pointed out there's no wands on your side, but on this side, he's got the Two of Wands twice. So I really feel like it really goes with what you said earlier, which was, the feminine is really has tried historically to do all of the work.
Yeah.
It is for him to take action and learn how to work as a team. So I like that the action is on this side of the table, right? Because it has been a long journey for the feminine, and it is time for the masculine to do his work, or continue to do his work.
Yeah. Yeah, we were saying before, weren't we, that the feminines have been on this journey for quite a long time, longer, and it is like we've learned a lot, and we've been doing it for a long time, and it's like, someone else has to step in now and do something, because we can't do everything. So I'm glad that you have the Wands, because she's more like, I'm just going to sit back here, I'm going to attract, because that's what I can do as the feminine, I'm the 5D, and there's no going back to how things were. There's a new beginning, or, things aren't going to move forward, there has to be something new here. There's no going back to what it was. That's the Tower falling, right? You can't go through the door anymore, there isn't a door there.
Right.
It's burnt to the ground.
Yeah, it's about doing the work. It's about, putting a new tower up, right? Build a new home, really. What it really is, it's just about a new stable foundation. Yeah. But the thing is, with this moon's energy, I'm just really inclined to say that, just because it's not in front of you and it's not showing up doesn't mean that the work's not being done, right? So just because maybe he's not communicating in the way that you would expect, or vice versa, it's just like there's still work. Work is happening. Things are happening behind the scenes, and I feel like we're so action oriented, right? Because that's why, thank God, the feminine doesn't have any more action cards. I just feel like she's so action oriented, it almost takes away from the masculine doing any work. Yeah. And this is why this Tower had to happen with this Emperor, to give him a chance. Yeah. Give him a chance to do the work.
Yeah, I say that to a lot of my clients, actually, because they say to me, how can I get my masculine to step up? And I say, well, you have to step down, because you're in the way. You kind of sat on his throne. You're kind of hovering between your own throne and his throne. Get off his, get on yours, and sit there and wait. Do your own thing.
I absolutely agree with you. Absolutely. It's almost emasculating, right?
Exactly. It is.
He's trying to get into his power, and it's very, very difficult. Like you said, she's been on this journey for a while. She's been awake for a while. He's maybe midway through the journey. There's still a lot of work to be done. Yeah. But, I never tell anybody to be patient, but what I always tell people to do, what I ask them to do is, stand in your own power, retreat when you have to, but it's very much, this is your journey too, and your continued evolution of your own self. And once, you take that focus off is when you allow things to come into fruition, to manifest.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, this was awesome.
I know.
I loved it. Should we do one quick advice from the universe?
Yes.
Just to give somebody a closing message?
Shall I pull one as well and see if we get something similar?
Yeah. Do you mind? You want to do that?
Yeah, I'll grab my advice cards and we'll see.
All right. People always talk about me not shuffling. I'm going to do shuffling, guys. So I'm going to pull one card, advice for the masculine, and then you could do one for the feminine, okay?
Yeah.
All right. I'm going to use the light. One card for the masculine, advice from the universe. too. So I'm going to take those. All right, what do we get from the bottom of the deck? Oh, look at this. Odin. The third eye is open. See the truth for what it is. And this is about following your intuition. This is very much that Hierophant's energy, okay, came out again. So his message, this is funny. So this is not funny, but this is right on point. The first one is Lady Portia. And this is about doing what you feel is right. An important lesson is unfolding. Remember, we just talked about that in the current connective. He's learning his lessons. This 4 of air, he is retreated. This is all about, meditation for answers. So he's learning lessons at this time. So that's good. 4 of swords is a card of healing. And so this very much goes with that. This next card that flew out with this that you saw is called Green Terra. And this is all about you are protected. Cords are being cut. Move beyond limitation and trust. Wow. So this is very much with your 10 of swords energy there and the wheel.
Yeah.
Okay? And so this cycle, this tower, I feel like that's kind of a cutting of a cord as well, right? The crumbling of the old paradigm. So this couple, this collective is being protected, okay? And things that did not serve them or him in the past, because this Queen of Air, this is his overall energy. It says here, clearing away all that no longer serves you. Clearing away all that no longer serves you. That is about cutting away things that don't serve him. So he's lightening up the load, okay? He's lightening up the energy. The universe is saying, actually what the universe is saying is that your connection is protected. You are protected. What doesn't serve either one of you is being cut at this time, and important lessons are being learned. That's the guidance. And follow your intuition, okay? This is about your third eye opening. He's ascending. He's very much ascending. That's what I have for him.
I love that it said about lessons, because I feel like this is kind of incorporating in here, because the card that the feminine has got is the giving and receiving card. And then to me, this is like we were saying about her trying to be the masculine and the feminine, trying to step up when you're not. You need to let him step up and you step down. Because this card says the entire universe operates in cycles similar to your inhalations and exhalations. When you only exhale, give, or only inhale, receive, you become out of rhythm with the universe. For optimal health, energy, and replenishment, balance each inhalation in your life with an exhalation. So every time you give, you have to receive. Every time, and a lot for the feminine, it has been a lot of give, and not receiving. And that's what's created a lot of tower moments, and it's what's caused the feminine to fall a lot and get tired and exhausted and not want to do this. Need to take a step back from this journey. So there has been a bit of inequality. No, that can't be right.
You're right. Inequality.
Yeah. So on the bottom of the deck as well, we have relationship. It says your primary relationship, feminines, is with yourself and God, and every other relationship follows from there. To attract, heal, or balance a relationship, snuggle more closely with your loving creator. As you feel safe and loved with him, so shall your other relationships bloom and prosper. I love that, because to me, like, I did a video last week called, I did a video a while ago just talking about becoming what you want to see. If you want to create something, become that, and the universe will bring it to you because you're a vibrational match. And here it's saying to snuggle with, they're saying create the creator, but it's like be one with the universe, be one with yourself, cuddle with yourself, cuddle with the universe, be intimate with the universe, and you'll attract that energy into you, so it's like step back. There has been an imbalance. Step back because you've been giving too much. There is an imbalance. Love yourself, and then that's how you're going to attract it. You're not going to attract it by being the 3D masculine and go and chase after it. I feel like a lot of the feminines know that because there's not really any wands, but it's like step back and attract it to you, receive it. You've been giving. A lot of the feminines give and give and give, and they don't receive. And it's like I want to say to them, start counting your blessings, start receiving, start saying yes to people, because a lot of people have problems saying yes when something's offered. It's like you've given so much. The universe is going to start giving to you now, so just take it, It's a good time to take it because you're not taking any action right now. You're sat back. So it's a good time to say yes to things that are coming your way.
Right. I mean, it's very much I love how we've just come for full circle with those cards that you just pulled, because it's very much an Ace of Cups type energy, right? It's about self-love. It's about nurturing yourself, loving yourself, and that growth within that. Because if you don't love yourself, you can't pour from an empty cup. So
exactly.
I love that. I love that you just had that. It very much connects to your opening messages.
Yeah, because this is like with this cup, it's like you're full, and the overspill. This is what the masculine gets. There's plenty of it. But if this is empty, you've got nothing for yourself. You've got no steam, and you've got nothing for anyone else. You have to keep your cup full.
Right, and to look at that card that you just showed us, the Ace of Cups. When it's full, look at all those fish that can feed from it.
Yeah.
When there's nothing in there, no one's going to be able to.
I know. There's a whole ocean there, and there's fish, and there's it's pouring over. But if it's empty, nothing can survive. There's nothing here to live. There's nothing. It's empty. It's dry. It's sad. So yeah, you have to fill up your cup, otherwise you just can't give to anyone else.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, I'm hopeful. I hope the audience likes this collaboration, and let us know in the comments how you guys feel about it. But I certainly enjoyed it. So honored to work with you and have this energy exchange. And we absolutely are very connected. I mean, pulling these cards separately and then sharing them together and just so many matches. It's so amazing to me, and I'm so honored to be able to work with you.
Oh, thank you. I'm so honored to work with you. I've loved doing this. I've been watching your channel for a very since you started it. And I've always, resonated with it every single time. It's actually quite shocking. I'll if ever you do a reading, I'm like, I know that she's about to talk about me, so what's going on, because I don't understand, and I know that you're going to bring some clarity to it. So I'm honoured. I've loved doing this, and I'm really, just really, really blessed to be on this journey and be on it, sharing it with you, and to be able to do this. This has been amazing, and I hope everyone likes it.
Me too.
I'm sure everyone will.
Me too. Well, thanks, everyone.
Thank you.
And let us know how you guys like this in the comments.
Yeah. Thanks, guys.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye.